up today on your happy Wednesday with the NDC, the DCFS, ICCI, and UCCI all in studio today. All the acronyms are coming in today. As always, we do encourage you to join our conversation, but do call us on our WhatsApp line, 925-3261. Back with more talk today right after this.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Radio Cayman Talk Today.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and we have a full house today for our opening segment featuring the NDC along with Compass Media in the house and the RCIPS. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, Ivan, let's just jump right over to you if you don't mind. Just go around, introduce yourself, and everyone else here as well. We'll do the same for you, just so everyone knows who we're talking to.
I'm Ivan McLean. I am the Prevention and Information Officer with the National Drug Council.
Thank you.
My name is Angela Sevilla, and I am a marketing coordinator for Compass Media.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Sergeant Alain Bélanger. I work for the RCIPS Traffic Department.
Good afternoon. I'm Mikhail Campbell, Media Relations Officer with the RCIPS.
Thank you, everyone. So we're here talking about the this year's campaign for New Year's Eve. I know the NDC has and Compass Media has been instrumental in pulling this off every year. Ivan, if you don't mind, just jump into the details of what the campaign is this year again. If you don't mind.
The campaign is about bringing awareness to safe driving. Safe driving under normal circumstance and safe driving in respect to the holidays, the use of alcohol. It assists by way of offering services such as the Purple Ribbon Bus and the designated driver, where we restaurants and bars would provide non-alcoholic beverages to persons who identify themselves as designated drivers. And we all know the Purple Ribbon Bus is a free mode of transportation for those that are just having fun, and those of us that sometimes overindulge in fun, that we can utilize that service as a means of a safe means of transportation. It also brings awareness to helps to bring awareness to alcohol consumption, and with we in tandem with the objectives of the RCIPS, we're all. I don't want anyone to not be able to have fun if they employ the use of alcohol, but I think, will not think, certainly the position of the National Drug Council, and without a doubt, our awesome partner and sponsor, the Compass Media and the RCIPS, if we're going to do it, we should do it safely, and other lives matter.
That's right.
Not just our own.
Nope, you're absolutely right.
That
Thank you.
it's that's what it's about, and this is the 24th year that we're doing this. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah.
24 years.
I'm telling you, that is.
We've talked about the traffic issues a number of times on the show, but 24 years to see this program one grow, because it's expanded to the Sister Islands. You've expanded more routes, and clearly it's a service that the community is actually appreciating because they're using it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
And
To the tune of nearly 4,000, a little bit over. In 1 year, I think it was just over 4,000 people.
that utilize
Yeah.
the
Yes.
Last year
Yeah.
was one of our biggest numbers that we had. I can't remember
Yeah.
the exact number, but you're right. It was
Yes.
well over a couple thousand.
Yeah.
Utilize the bus, and the bus is free on New
Yeah.
Year's Eve, which is great. You cannot beat that. And with our routes, we have,
Yeah.
I think there's 18 routes total.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And 18 buses.
18 buses total, so that's amazing right there. Yeah, saving lots of lives.
When you think about it, 4,000 people that are not driving a vehicle inebriated on one day is
Yeah.
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 it's a pretty hefty number to take right off the roads, right?
Yeah.
Makes your jobs a little bit.
Just a little bit easier.
Any help we can get, we'll take.
You're like, bring the bus out every day.
That would be great.
Yeah.
It would be awesome if we could do this
Yes.
every day.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
So, Andrew,
That's our hope. one day.
sorry. So, Andrew, from your point, you mentioned before the show started that you had started the campaign for this earlier this year.
Yes.
What was the
So
motivation there to actually do that?
yeah, so normally we start the campaign on November 15th and we run it until January 1st. But we talked with NDC last year after the initiative. We decided that this year would probably be better to start it earlier because, as we know from the numbers and everyone from RCIPS, accidents happen every day. I think what we were just discussing, we said around 8 to however many accidents happen daily. So putting this initiative a little bit earlier brings awareness to the community and lets them know that this isn't just an issue that we have to tackle during the holiday season. It's something all year round. So if we can extend it as much as we can, it's great for everyone, you know. So
Oh, yeah.
doing it on October 1st, I think, was important because it's before Halloween, before Pirates Week, all of those big events that we have here on island. So yeah.
And then we know we have Christmas party season coming up.
Yes.
Everyone's gonna be going to their Friday, Saturday parties. And
Yes.
while it's meant to be, you know, the corporate social enjoyment,
Yeah.
the reality is a
Yeah.
lot of times those will also involve drinking, right? And that's
Yes,
where
a
you
lot
wanna
of
make
people like to let loose during the holiday season.
it's the time of year to do it, right?
It
It's just
is.
and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of doing it in a responsible way that doesn't impact anybody else on the roads, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's the premise. No one's saying don't go out and have a good time.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
fact, no, go out and have a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're gonna actually help you do it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Safely. Yeah.
And that's why we also, on top of just having not just having the bus itself, we started the designated driver program,
Which is great.
which you mentioned already. And we have is keychains, which we will be handing out to I believe our sponsor locations where people can pick them up. So if you present the keychain at a participating bar or restaurant, you get free sodas for the evening, and that just helps promote, you know, if you're going out in a group and you're drinking, it's always good to designate a driver. Yeah.
You know, does
Someone can take one for the team.
yeah, but, you know, usually someone already has, right? Someone's
Yeah.
already made that decision. This is just that extra incentive that they can. And to some degree, while the bus program is amazing, like it's a logistical nightmare, we're sure to put it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That designated driver program, what it does is really empower people in the community to say, hold on, let me take my part of responsibility and for it, I get a free Coke out of it, right? But
Yeah.
hey, why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that can be done all year round.
Oh, is that an all year
Well,
round?
well, not. Can I say it this way? I can be a designated driver all year round
Yeah.
to whomever I might be going out to hang out with, have fun, and as a sober operator of a vehicle, this period, holiday period, we recognize it at a different level of involvement. Now it would, I guess, saying that, I'm sitting here thinking, well, wouldn't it make sense? It could make sense that that philosophy, that if whatever day of the year, month of the year, once I identify myself as the designated driver, perhaps some of the same complementary
They could be great.
things can be extended.
Yeah.
The identified persons,
Sure.
but
great
in this campaign sense.
Yeah, no, it'd be great to see if the bars and restaurants
That be
would,
awesome.
jump on board for some of that.
Yeah.
To some degree, it's in their benefit.
Yeah.
They're ensuring that the driver gets to decide,
Yeah.
to some degree, but appreciating the cost factor that goes into
Yeah.
running their businesses. I'm sure there's considerable factors that to consider there. On that note, let's go to a short commercial break. We do have one What's Up note that has come in. I'll read off in a minute, and then we'll have our folks from the RCAPS jump in the conversation. Back with more talk today, right after this.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
It's a good time to get ready. It's a good time to know that season is coming. So let your body know I'm preparing to be healthy, and I want my friends to know 50% off. So tell your friends today.
Hi, I'm Daryl Dakers from Health for Today, and with the holiday season upon us, I want to send you some holiday cheers. To kick the season off right, we're offering an incredible 50% off on selected items while supplies last. While growing up, I remember the excitement around the holiday prep. So give yourself the gift of health for this holiday. So call Why Wait 928-1503 or visit healthfortoday.ky and click on the link below the video that says 50% to view all sale products.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. Pleased again to have in studio the panel here from the NDC, Compass Media, and the RCIPS here discussing the Arrive Alive 345 campaign. And in case you missed Mr. Ivan's comments about the campaign earlier, this is the initiative that takes place in December for designated drivers and for those looking to go out to encourage everyone not to drink and drive on New Year's Eve, let alone throughout the rest of the year. We did have one comment that came in via WhatsApp, and it's actually a very responsive comment. The comment was, this shows that if we were to have a reliable public bus system, that we could also be saving lives in the process, let alone also reducing our traffic
100%.
I'm not expecting you all to respond to that comment. That's
Yeah.
a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But it's true. If people have options that don't require them to get in a car, they may be more likely to do that.
Totally agree. Yeah.
There was this on a separate query on this one was, how is this whole campaign funded? And this was another question that came in from the WhatsApp message: is how is this whole program Arrive Alive 345 funded?
Sponsorship.
Yep, by our generous sponsors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cayman.
I actually have a
Compass
full
Media.
list of our
It is-
sponsors. Yeah.
They deserve the best.
So Compass Media and NDC are the main sponsors of it. But we also have our platinum sponsors, which are CG Brick Kirk Motors, Rubis, Dart, National Roads Authority, and Blackbeards. We have our gold sponsors, Davenport Development, The Progressives, Cayman National, Heineken Zero, and RCIPS. And our silver sponsors, Saxon, Savannah Newlands Community Office, Cayman Water, the Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, Infrastructure, Transport, and Development. That's the mouthful one. And the Department of Vehicle and Driver's Licensing and the Lions Club of Grand Cayman. So we thank each and every single one of them for being a part of this, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do this. Yeah.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that.
Huge thank you to them.
And then as far as the participating entities that take part in the designated driver campaign, are those different restaurants and bars? Do you have isolated bars and restaurants already that are signed up?
We have an ongoing relationship with the majority, if not all, of the bar operators.
That's great.
And yes, so they do their part.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing in that they too helped contribute to the process of safe driving. And if I can say,
please,
I emphasize designated drivers remain designated, and if you're a designated driver, don't just have one and still drive. If you've chosen to be a designated driver, remain designated for that evening or day, whatever the case might be. That you don't indulge in any alcohol consumption.
And lots of like bars and restaurants I notice nowadays have like mocktail menus where you can go and get like an actual mocktail that looks very much like a cocktail. It feels like you're drinking a cocktail. I remember doing that when I was pregnant. So, but now I've seen them pop up way more. So if you still want to, have that feeling where you're drinking something or you want to be, you feel left out, you can grab a mocktail and ask for a mocktail.
They're much tastier, I think.
Or even a Heineken Zero.
They do make them tasty, right?
Yeah, and the Heineken Zeros are actually really good, believe it or not. They are. They have zero alcohol, but they taste just like a Heineken. They're very, very good. And they're one of our sponsors.
Oh, there you go. Yes. If we could actually turn this conversation over towards the RCIPS now. Oh, the serious side of the table comes in here.
Very important side of the table.
Alan, from your perspective, being the sergeant in charge of traffic cannot be an easy role. I think everybody in this country empathizes with you right now with some of the challenges you guys have to go through on a daily basis. We have to deal with the traffic. You have to deal with every aspect of that traffic, right?
Yes, well, especially during the holiday seasons. Everybody knows it's not the first time we're going to be doing it. Police officers' numbers will be augmented for that period. Public, there will be vehicle checkpoints, more of them. We've seen them in the past. It's nothing new for the population. We've been doing this for years now. And it's all because we need to drink responsibly. It's been showed throughout the years that the factors involved in serious and fatal accidents, the two main ones that always come back is drinking and driving and speed. So what is it that we need to do to convince the population to slow down and not drink and drive? You do not want to be that person to get a phone call in the holiday season with bad news. Okay? We always think it happens to somebody else until it happens to us. So we need to think and stop what we're doing. There's other things that we could do. The purple bus, the taxis, the bus system, friends, designated drivers. There is options out there. Okay, it's a choice we make. In my career, I think people rely too much on their cars, and the fact that the reason they'll drive their car home is because they don't want to go and pick it up the next morning. fine if you live in a big city. Okay, I don't want to drive 2 hours to get my car back. But we're talking here in the Cayman Islands where everything is 10 to 20 minutes away. There's no reason for us to do it, and we will lose less people if we start doing it.
Heavy, but you're right.
Yep.
It is. You're absolutely correct. The as far as last year numbers, do you have data from last year's vehicular accidents?
I believe the amount of accidents last year was in between 3,000 and 4,000 accidents.
And how about with respect to New Year's Eve itself? Did we see a reduction on New Year's Eve?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know what the stats are for that.
Okay. It would just be helpful to know, like, the value of no one can question the value of the campaign, but wanting to see the flip side is the tangible results. Are we seeing fewer DUIs, accidents, whatever it might be happening at those checkpoints?
Absolutely.
Because that's the, ultimately from this campaign, we want to make sure that the flip side is you guys have an easier night.
Yeah.
Theoretically, you guys should be out there on that night just enjoying yourselves, relaxing, because everyone's on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's behaving. Everybody's doing what they should be doing.
Man, that sounds like utopia for you guys. You'd be like, woohoo! I got nothing to do. This is great.
And on a brighter note, for all the public, next Saturday, the 30th of November, there'll be a car and caffeine show at Camana Bay.
Yes.
Everybody's welcome. Please see us, come and see the show. I understand that this year they're even doing it in the evening so that people don't need to deal with the heat of the day.
That's a great idea.
on the side of the RCIPS and emergency services, a demonstration of a serious or fatal accident will be demonstrated with all the emergency services involved, fire, ambulance, and police, and demonstrate what exactly entails the work of a police officer when he gets called to a serious accident, what entails the fire service response, and the same for ambulance. So that's going to be done at 6:30 on the 30th of November.
Did you call it a car and caffeine?
Yes.
Car and caffeine,
Yeah.
a car show that I think Tony's Toys is
Yeah,
putting together.
it's
I
Tony's
see,
Toys.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of catchy name. The name
Yeah.
didn't actually put together what exactly you guys are doing, but it's interesting to see. So is it a car show, and then this is a demonstration that's taking part?
Yes, yeah.
At
So
the
they
car
had,
show.
they had it last year, the Cars and Caffeine, and it was big. There was a huge turnout. And what I understand is it's going to be even bigger this year. So they've moved it to the bigger parking lot in Camana Bay.
Sure.
But I did read about the demonstration. I think that's a great idea. It's going to be, I think, great for the public.
We're gonna have people in the vehicle, extricated from the vehicle, the whole shebang.
I'm going to ask the obvious question here. That I hope someone else. Are you actually going to crash two cars together?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was going to say,
We're
do you
gonna-
need a
yes,
car?
You see why I asked?
We're not creating an accident.
Because I have a car that I could donate to this accident if you need.
As long as they get to write it off of the insurance.
Please.
No, the vehicle is going to be sourced by DEH. It's going to be, from what I hear, an electric vehicle,
Okay.
so that there's no gasoline or oil involved in the demonstration. And yeah, it should be interesting and informative for the people who assist.
I still have Mikhail in my head. She shook his head yes when I answered that question. So I was like, are you going to crash these cars? They
A
can
rough
save
on the
them?
accelerator. Just let him go.
Sound effects.
I guarantee I was not the only person that thought for a second there, hold on.
When I
The RTP
read
investigator-
about it, I thought too. It
See?
ran through my head as well.
And I guarantee every kid that would have heard that segment would have gone, yes!
For the crash, I think we'll have some sound mixing and all of that.
Okay.
Everything is going to be,
guys.
from what I heard from the organizers, on the PA system. So when it happens, it's going to be live. Emergency vehicles are going to be standby. They're
Sure.
going to be called in. 911 is going to be heard. Like the whole process. The whole
It's
process.
actually an interesting, actually great, because we see when the paramedics come through traffic in the daytime. We see when police officers standing by that collision. But there's, like I said, there's far more that go into it. And this is an opportunity for the community to actually really kind of get first-hand experience of, or in a safe environment, thankfully.
The collection of evidence, the treatment of the injuries, if there's any, dealing with the families.
Sure.
If it's a serious accident, There's many aspects. The investigation by the investigating officer. If it's a more serious accident, we have other officers who are highly trained in fatal accidents, who we call the fatal reconstructionists, who deal with those. So the RCIPS is equipped to deal with it. It just takes some time.
Sure.
And the gathering of all the evidence and pictures, videos. Technology is there now. We're assisted by drones and software. Before in the past it was all done by hand. So it helps our reconstructionists a lot. But it still remains a long investigation.
Thank you for sharing. On that note, let's go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up this conversation with the NDC and Compass Media and the RCIPS on Arrive Alive 345. Back with more talk today right after this.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
If you or your loved one is facing cancer, only Sylvester will stand firmly by your side at every step, from diagnosis through survivorship, providing you and your family peace of mind and assisting with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center is South Florida's only NCI-designated cancer center and specializes in treating the most complex cancer cases. Your first-class cancer care is just a flight away. Learn more at sylvester.org.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Prescription refills made easy at Savannah Pharmacy. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, featuring the Arrive Alive 345 campaign. Popular campaign now in its 24th year. doing some great things around New Year's Eve and throughout the month of December. Mikhail, if you don't mind, if you could run us through some of the data that you have from previous years about the success of the campaign and just overall how you've seen this campaign, because you've been at the RCIPS now for a fair bit of time. You've worked with this campaign for a fair bit of time. Walk me through your vantage point.
Sure. Yeah. So from our perspective, we usually to support. So we have our holiday campaign, public safety campaign, called Winter Guardian. A large part of which involves road safety, obviously commercial safety, crime prevention, and everything. But there's a road safety aspect that Sergeant Bellinger mentioned. And as a part of that, there's a media strategy that we use to support it, so we keep the public informed on kind of how things are looking throughout the campaign, and at the end we do a bit of a wrap-up that also incorporates the Arrive Alive, our partners, and the kind of results we've seen. So for last year's Purple Ribbon bus, it said we had about 5,000 people using it. So actually, I think that's probably one of the highest numbers.
Yeah, it was.
Or it would have been the highest, yeah.
That's amazing.
At the time.
Yeah.
And even, personally being out on the night and just seeing the buses every few minutes just going past.
Absolutely.
Seeing the little purple light was really nice. But in terms
we
of...
encourage everyone this year to do the same.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If you're on Tamar Beach, it's pretty easy to walk. But if you don't want to, there'll be you just stand up for a few minutes, there'll be a bus, you'll see it. In terms of the collisions and serious matters like that, we've generally, I would say for the past few years, we always have where we see that we don't have a lot of major collisions, or any major collisions, I should say, during that time period. So overnight between New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And it's usually a low number, maybe 1 or 2 DUIs, if any. So I think we can definitely see the impact, just looking at from a vantage point of the stats and reviewing things the next day. So the impact is felt. And yeah, we just encourage everyone to keep utilizing the service, and also to keep in mind the option, as Ivan has mentioned, about being a designated driver or making sure that you have someone or have some kind of plan. As Sergeant Bell just said, there's a lot of options. It's just up to you. It's obviously easier if you plan ahead than trying to figure it out after you've already been drinking, because you're not going to be as the best problem solver at that point in time, right? So
a little planning will go a long way, especially with I don't know if there's a schedule for the bus and the routes and all that. You'll probably disseminate that on media and everything.
Yes.
So yeah, a little planning before you go out goes a long way, and this way you're assured a safe return home.
Yeah, we definitely want to make sure that everyone is aware of the buses, the times, and the routes. Yes. So we will post and reshare as the NDC does. We always partner with them with our publicity as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But tentatively, it's definitely 9 to 2, unless it's additional hours is extended. But it'll be 9 to 2, and it'll be every district on ground. Yeah. And it'll also, we will also be covering Kimmelbrock.
Yeah.
3 services will be available in Kimmelbrock, and then 18 here on ground.
Yeah.
Now are we covering all districts in Grand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so north side, east end, it's going around.
Yeah, and we actually do have the bus routes up online already, if you'd like to take a look at it. So we have a dedicated landing page. It's caymancompass.ky/arrive-alive.
Right.
So so arrive. I think we also rerouted. If you just put in Arrive Alive, it will reroute to that page as well. But we have all of our sponsors on there, as well as a pledge form if you feel like taking the pledge, because we used to do the pledge where you sign the pledge, but some people don't like signing their name on things. So, but we do still have the online pledge available for people to sign if they'd like to. You're not being held liable if you sign it, and we're not sharing your information with anybody. But we also have the full list of bus routes, and we will have a full list of bars and restaurants on there. We're just fine-tuning that right now. But last year we did have over 100 bars and restaurants participating with us, and we hope to have the same ones again, maybe plus a little more.
That's impressive. So back really quickly, I know the information is on the website. You mentioned the bus routes. You know roughly how many buses you actually have in circulation that night?
18.
18 buses that are going.
18 on the ground, 3 in the block.
Yep.
And are they just kind of driving in a route?
They're going to drive their
and
route
Yeah.
every hour. within the hour. Well, it's going to be less than an hour, as a matter of fact. They're going to be able to drive their route. So it is. There won't be any long inconveniences, if you will, if you want to be mobile in
No
getting from
hours
one
of
point to
waiting.
the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
roughly, what is the wait time for the arrival?
About 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay.
About when the bus passes, within a half hour, it should be back in
Back
circle.
around into another.
Yes. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So,
So
you're not
20
waiting a
minutes
whole
to
long.
30 minutes, and
And do you know roughly the? I guess so. We get said 9 to 9
two,
a.m.
9 to 2,
9 to
unless well we whether
31st
you
this
all
year
will
is on
be
a Tuesday, so it might be 9 to 3.
Yeah.
Or they'll close at 3.
Okay.
9 to
So
4.
as long
Yeah.
whatever the time period extended by
Yes.
our CIPS or government, we would the buses will remain in motion. That's for sure.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, because what did last year? Did New Year's Eve fall on a
On a Sunday or a
Sunday
weekend
something
or
like that?
Yeah.
Now we're midweek, so
I think it went to 4 last year as well.
it did.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
Party on a Tuesday, right?
yeah. You know,
We do have one caller on the line. Let's take a caller really quickly. Good afternoon, caller. Thank you for calling Talk Today. And if I could just ask if you could keep it brief, because we do have to go to our 1 p.m. headline news in a few minutes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
good afternoon.
Yes, that's the purple ribbon guys you got on there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just heard them say that they had somewhere in about 5,000 people who used the shuttle. Was it last year or this new year gone here? Is that this year gone here, January, that you had about 5,000 people using your...
Yes, ma'am. From 2023 to 2024, that New Year's. So this last New Year's.
23, 24. I'm not going to be rude or anything, but I just need to express myself, and I pray that you'll give me the privilege and honor to express myself in this situation. Can I?
Yes, ma'am. As long as we can keep it short, because we do have to go to our 1 p.m. headline news.
Oh. Anyhow, I can't understand how you this company keep coming on every year promoting this purple ribbon and the bus service to take people back and forth during the New Year's celebration of the coming year. To me, that is encouraging drinking more than ever on the island than just going and drink regular, because you can get over 5,000 people for 2023, 2024. You imagine what you're going to have between now and 2028. You're not going to have enough buses to take these people where they want to go during the New Year, New Year coming in. But to say all that, to say all of this, it is such a shame to know that we can have all these organizations and can get these amount of people to go on these buses. But you can't find 5 buses that can take people to church to visit the Almighty God, who give us breath and vision and thing every morning to wake up and come out here and go to work and live decently in the island. But we can promote such a thing, liquor. I will leave that with you guys, and you all have a great one. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your call.
Thank you.
So to the caller's point, well, I appreciate her calling and sharing her sentiments, and that's not a suggestion for you guys to take upon yourselves to, but she might be correct. Maybe a community bus for church services is something to look at in the future.
Most churches,
valid point.
Yes.
but most churches have their own buses.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I do notice
so that is what I would say in respect to that. And I don't think that is certainly, it's not the philosophy of providing the service as a means to go out and get smashed.
Yeah, we're not trying to promote to
exactly
to
not.
overindulge. We
We're
really aren't.
we're endeavoring to bring, well, one, it helps to alleviate congestion. If we have 5,000 people on one bus, it means 5,000, potentially 5,000 cars is off the road.
Yeah.
And to avail a service to a family. Families do. We, as a matter of fact, we have on this last cycle, we had persons getting the bus to go to church, and on our return, at one time in the return, that very person, that very lady took the bus to get back to town. So it has, that's the God's honest truth. Yes,
It's got multiple purposes.
It is, it is a
you don't have to be drunk to get on the
family-oriented,
bus.
and
Yeah.
you
It's
just
don't
getting on
have
the
to be
bus.
smashed
Absolutely.
just to use the bus. So anyone can.
On that note, though, we do have to go to our 1 p.m. headline news. I want to say thank you all for coming in. Thank you again for the efforts you put in collectively every year. I know this is a logistical process, and many hats and hands are involved in this work. If you don't mind, Ms. Angela, just read out the website again for
Yes,
listeners
of
so they can find
course. It
information on it.
is www.caymancompass.com or .ky, where it's either one, /arrive-alive.
Great. Thank you so much. On that note, we're going to go to our 1 p.m. headline news. When we come back, we'll be sitting down with the DCFS. Back with more talk today right after this.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Zollins. The Cayman Islands Compendium of Statistics 2023, released by the Economics and Statistics Office, reports that the country's 2023 population estimate was 84,738, reflecting a growth rate of 3.9%, 3,192 people over the 2022 figure. In international news, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has picked former World Wrestling Entertainment CEO and his transition co-chair Linda McMahon as his nominee for Education Secretary. A longtime Trump ally, McMahon led the Small Business Administration during Trump's first presidency and donated millions of dollars to his presidential campaign. Trump earlier chose Mehmet Oz, a celebrity doctor and former TV host whose approaches have come under scrutiny, to lead the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. The two selections on Tuesday, along with Trump's choice of Howard Lutnick for Commerce Secretary, follow a pattern of the president-elect nominating loyal supporters to top roles in his cabinet. A woman in Thailand has been sentenced to death in the first of a string of cases in which she is accused of murdering 14 friends with cyanide. The court in Bangkok found the 36-year-old woman guilty of putting poison in a wealthy friend's food and drink while they were on a trip last year. Police say the woman had a gambling addiction and targeted friends she owed money to, then stole their jewelry and valuables. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Zollins.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands.
Born in Watering Place, Cayman Brac, on the 8th day of July 1936, Captain Fred Elman Scott was the fifth child born to Malio and Vera Scott. Captain Scott was a quiet-natured child who liked going on the bluff with his grandfather Oscar Brown, swimming every Saturday evening and playing cricket down where Miss Alame's house sits now. He was very studious at Creek Elementary School, and did very well under the tutelage of his favorite teacher, Miss Isley Connolly, MBE. Following the tragic death of his father at sea, at age 14 he left school to work with Arnold Foster to support his family. In 1953 he joined his first ship, the Beretta, a local cargo vessel, signing on as deck boy, working his way up to bosun. From 1953 until 2006, some 52 years, Captain Scott made his living working off the seas.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your Sister Islands.
Discover all that our Sister Islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And another full house here today. We have the DCFS in the studio. If you don't want to start off, if we can just go around the table and everybody introduce themselves and your role with the DCFS, and that way everyone knows who we're talking to.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tanisa Forsyth. I'm a social work manager with Department of Children and Family Services. I also focus on child safeguarding matters, so I oversee and support the MASH desk and the safeguarding team within the department.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anit Blake. I'm a social worker with the Department of Children and Family Services, and I work on the child safeguarding team.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rochelle Moya. I work with the Department of Children and Family Services. I am a social worker on the youth team.
The youth team is different than the child protection team.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Dermot McLean. I'm a social worker with the Adoption, Foster Care and Aftercare team at the Department of Children and Family Services.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So everyone here representing the youth of Cayman today.
Yeah.
Which is why we're here. We're here to talk about Universal Children's Day. So, walk us through, what is Universal Children's Day?
So the theme for this year is for every child, every right, and Universal Children's Day is to promote and celebrate children's rights and promote togetherness, awareness for children. And the goal this year is to enhance children welfare globally.
Okay. Now, we say children's rights. What do we mean by children's rights? Just basic rights for the Constitution? Is there something else in specific that you really focus on with this?
So the rights would be focused on the basic rights of the Constitution, the rights of the child, the rights to home, the rights to family life, the right to education, the right to health. So it's what our children speak about. Children having the basic needs, food, clothing, shelter, having parental support. The Children Act also covers stuff in terms of children and the right that they should be entitled to or allowed to experience certain lifestyle. So if we have a child within that remit that doesn't experience that, we would have a social worker involved who would oversee and assist and also put intervention and support in place as needed. So comprehensively, yeah.
When we talk about like the issues that children face, I'm sure it covers a wide breadth of issues that children face on a daily basis, whether it's their home life, whether it's sitting in traffic with their parents, whether it's going to school and having to deal with bullies at school. What are some of the issues that you see today that children are facing?
Well, a lot of issues that we, over time we know about emotional abuse. Unfortunately, we know that, children go through as well bullying. There's mental health issues that children face as well. I think just being an individual and being different creates a stigma on children as well. So issues can be as minor as friendship groups or as major as, their own personal needs that have not been met.
And so the purpose behind this Universal Children's Day is to kind of bring awareness to all of those areas. And I guess to some great degree to all the different agencies in Cayman who are actually working with children, from teachers to Family Resource Center, who we had in yesterday, and they did a forum with boys yesterday at John Gray, and so it's just bringing awareness of all the various issues that are out there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right, yeah, sweet. Yeah, see, I got it. I figured it out. Now, is this celebrated on any specific day of the year?
So,
Yes.
well, yeah. So today is actually the day that is actually recognized for Universal Children's Day. Our event that we're going to do will be on Sunday, but we have been, in partnership with different schools and individuals, child protection leaders, and with them we have been collaborating and speaking with them about the importance of highlighting what today is, and it's the day for children to enjoy their day. And to also explore and experience and to be themselves.
Are there any other entities in Cayman who are doing initiatives for International Children's Day that you're aware of?
I know a few preschools might be doing little shows, TED Talk stuff, kid-friendly stuff that would, make them enjoy and be a part of the celebration. Our department, we're focusing on a Zumba party, which we'll speak about further on in the show. For that, we're bringing children from preschool to primary to high to come and participate. And I also was in collaboration with another preschool, and they were also doing some in-house stuff. So individual schools are doing different pockets of activities, but as a department, we will be hosting the actual event for celebration of Universal Children's Day on Sunday.
And so walk us through the details of the event on Sunday.
So the event is from 2 to 4 p.m. As Tanissa said, it's a Zumba party.
A Zumba party?
Yeah, so it's fun. Everyone can get active, and there will be refreshments. There is a free event also. So just making that clear, it's free, guys. You don't have to pay.
Okay.
So it's going to be on the 24th of November, as Anik said, from 2 to 4. We are going to have a guest speaker, Lloyd Barker. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
Lloyd is on the station earlier this
Yep.
week. Yep.
So he will be there. He will be our guest speaker for that evening.
Now, what is Lloyd going to be talking about with regards to? Wait, you said that evening, or from 2 to 4?
Between 2 to 4.
Okay, sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought it was a separate event. So we have a Zumba event, Lloyd speaking. You have a dance party.
Mhm.
What was the reason to go with a Zumba party? What was the who came up with the idea?
So last year, the committee, we did a Zumba party as well, and the feedback was, you need to do this again. We enjoyed it. Everyone participated. Everyone, found it more fun than they thought it would have been. It was exercise. It was moving to the rhythm. It was doing your own thing, depending on how you felt.
Yeah.
And I think because of that feedback, we wanted to deliver again the same type of event, another event that will be fun, successful. So that's why we chose to go back with the Zumba party.
And how many people attended last year's event?
Last year's event, we had roughly, I want to say, it was a smaller event. So it was about 35, I would say, participants. It did clash with a few other events that were happening. I think last year what had happened, they had Pirates Week, and there was a youth event that was happening. So we didn't get that turnout that we really wanted, but we were, we had fun times, we made good memories, and from that we developed good friendships, and those groups have shared it with their other groups, so now we're expecting a bigger, better event this year.
Awesome. And who's actually running the Zumba session? Is this actual DCFS staff who are running this? Like, that's the real question, right? I don't think everyone wants to come see a Zumba instructor.
We will have a professional Zumba instructor, Melissa Evans of School of Fitness. She also led the event last year. She will be doing this year's event as well. So we'll have a professional instructor. Persons, feel free to do as they, you don't have to strictly move to, the moves exactly how she's showing it, but just to enjoy and just feel free to, enjoy the music, the rhythm, and the time that we'll be together.
Awesome. And then remember again, where's the location on Sunday?
So it's at the Arc at Kimanabe.
So at the Arc.
Yeah, so bigger venue, and we're expecting more people.
All right. How many people are you expecting to show?
Around roughly 100.
All right.
Yeah.
So you heard it in Cayman community. Now, even though it's a kids event, or for Children's Day, is it only kids that you're expecting to come out dancing, or are the parents out
No,
there dancing as
family.
well?
It's a family
It's a
event.
family
It's
event.
a
All right, so it is family
event.
event.
Yeah.
All right,
We
so
want to
we
get them moving too.
grandparents coming out. Just want everyone to come out. Sunday, 2 o'clock, 2 to 4.
2 to 4.
All right, and then you said refreshments are included.
Yeah, we'll
That's
have
great.
refreshments there. We'll also have
Prizes.
prizes and surprises as well. Yeah.
How do you actually win the prizes at a Zumba party?
We
Walk
don't
me-
want,
walk me
we,
through this
we,
one.
don't, we don't want to give our little secrets away.
Fair enough.
Then they'll know ahead of time how to win them.
You know, I want to show up and know how I'm going to win. I want to know what the strategy is. There's a strategy to winning here.
No, we can't do that. These children nowadays, they are very smart. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, but no, don't want to give anything
Yeah,
away.
and we also
We just letting them know there's prizes.
right. We'll also have a photo booth there. So as you enter registration, take your picture.
You got like one of the photo booths where you actually
Yeah.
do a pose and it kicks
Yeah.
out a little
Say
picture.
cheese.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Different. Want to weigh in here? Anything else you want to add on to the event for Universal Children's Day? Was it your idea?
No, it wasn't my idea.
It's a fair question. I gotta
No, I
ask.
think, everyone should come along. It's going to be a really great, fun event. I think, like Tanissa said, building on the success of last year, fun for all the family. And, yeah, come and dance with us.
Are you dancing as well?
Maybe not.
Like, do the social workers actually get out there and dance with everybody together, or how does that all work?
Who's gonna get out in
Do
that?
do the social workers get out there and dance as well?
Well, yeah, of course. You know, we're gonna be moving to
Alright.
the beat.
Oh, we have a fifth joiner now coming into the studio. You know,
This
put you
is
right
the
on the spot.
dancer?
We're gonna
This
put you-
is the dancer.
We're gonna put you on the spot right off the bat. We're gonna hop by this mic over here. Good afternoon.
Hi.
What's your name?
I am social worker Khadijah.
So, you're Miss Khadija. Okay, here we go. And so you're a social worker?
Yes.
Are you within any specific unit?
I'm on the safeguarding team along with Ms. Tanissa.
And so your colleague said that the Zoom event was your idea and that you would be leading the dance this year. Is that true?
Partially.
Partially, all right. So you're the dancer, though, of the team? You're the Energizer Bunny of the DCF
Yeah.
office. You're the,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
just one causes all the trouble. Yeah, see, we figured it out right away. Now we've waited. We heard the details from your colleagues about what the event is this coming Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. at the Arc, Commander Bay. It's a Zumba event run by an instructor from School of Fitness and yourself. As far as your take on why this event is so important, why it's so important to recognize Universal Children's Day, what's your take on that?
I think it's important because, of course, our daily work includes children, and this event encompasses the children, health, wellness, everything that has to do with the children, which is involving health and their overall benefit and growth and all that sort of stuff. So I think this event would be a good way to combine all of those things as well as having fun.
Nice. Very succinct. Got it. We still have about 15 minutes left in this segment. Can we broaden the conversation a bit? I mean, did DC Fest do other events throughout the year for children? I know we have Children's Month initiatives. Am I not mistaken?
Yes. Yeah.
May's Children's Month. Child's Month.
Yep.
And then we also have International Youth Day in August.
And what have you done historically for the internet or the month of the child and for International Youth Day? What are some activities you've done in the past that the community may not be aware about?
Well, International Youth Day normally has a theme that is provided by the UN.
Okay.
So normally when the theme comes out, we try to tailor our event to that theme. There's times when we don't get the theme in time, so we try to build on something that was provided from the last year and then I guess make it up on the spot. I wouldn't say that, but yeah. So this year we actually had an event at the Matrix, and it was focused on. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a little blank. So basically, it was focused on the teens and their. Oh my gosh.
Someone's got hopping out. I think the whole team is just drawing a blank on it. You know, the year has flown by. You have you have a heavy workload. It's sometimes these things just kind of escape us, right?
Yes. But
It's
it
all
was
good.
focused on meeting some of the goals that the UN had put out. So one of those goals were how can we get technology to to meet some of the goals that they have. So one of the ways is that we have AI coming out,
Sure.
and AI is being incorporated into everyday settings and stuff like that. Not only AI, but virtual reality. So you have people that are able, instead of doing Zoom meetings, they are turning to like virtual reality settings where they can do meetings. They have people that are using that to do exercise. Older persons that are not able to get out and travel due to age or certain health restrictions, they are able to, visit Africa. So it was about broadening their broaden sorry
No.
broadening basically their
Their awareness of the devices and the
Correct.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. It's a great. I think our very next segment is about AI in the business world, right? And the level of AI and technology that you guys are seeing at firsthand. You guys work with families. You guys work with kids. Screen time is a real topic of conversation with families, right? It's and it could be as funny as you're watching those videos online of someone wearing the AR, VR goggles and running into a wall. But the reality is there's a real conversation. There's good and there's bad that comes with it.
Yes.
And you're highlighting with your previous event the good.
Yes.
Like you can study online, you can have meetings, you can go to school in those VR goggles if you wanted to. You can visit Africa if you wanted to.
Correct. Go scuba diving.
Yeah, so you can do a lot of those.
It's not only about games.
It's not only about games, and
people can attend counseling sessions as well.
yeah, no, that's a real technology. Technology actually brought things home. You can do a lot of things. Not saying being antisocial is the way to go, but you can do a lot of things just from the comfort of your home because of the technology that we have today. So it's an interesting one because the other flip side of that is on the the Child Month initiative in May. I appreciate that's still quite a distance off, but what were some activities you did this year in May? Off guard.
We went back out into the community. We did a lot of community games nights. So we visited each district. So we got a lot of children that came out from each district to participate in those activities.
Well, we always start Child Month off with a church service and an award ceremony, where persons within the community and schools vote for the Child of the Year.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah, and that normally would be between Grand Cayman and the sister island as well. And then, because we have so many different teams within the teams, each team would oversee an actual event. So one of the popular events is the scavenger hunt as well.
Yes.
It's a virtual scavenger hunt as well. So I think,
okay.
yeah, and I think that started up because of COVID, when we had to navigate how we would still have Child Month, but have it in a safe manner, a safe environment, not exposing individuals. And since then, I think Family Team has held on to the crown. They're refusing, but I mean, they move on with the scavenger hunt, and it's always a successful event that families participate in from their home, and staff would monitor the results of the scavenger hunt at the office, whilst families would participate in that. Yeah.
Do you do much engagement in the schools themselves, like where you're actually, whether it's doing forums, find out from the kids firsthand, concerns that they might be facing in school or facing at home, or do you ever engage? Because I know FRC was in.
We do have a forum as well during Child Month, which would be, it's like a debate. Well, same thing, debate forum, and they would have a topic and they would discuss. I remember coming here at the radio station, and we had Cayman Brat, the high schools and individuals would answer to questions, and they would even speak on topics that is of concern within their peer group, within their schools as well. We have held debates before over the years as well, where the representatives from schools would come and they would bring a topic and they would explain and express, developing interest in as to why they're bringing that topic forward and where they would like to see, or some kind of achievement. So year by year, we do change the types of debates and forums that we would normally have children participate in. But as Rochelle said, from time to time, we do change up. We brought in AI information sessions as well.
Sure.
So yeah.
It's an interesting one. This whole topic is something I have a vested interest in. But we had the FRC in yesterday, and they were talking about their forum in the schools. If you're able to remember, what are some of the issues that like kids have brought up in the past at these forums that they feel are affecting them? I'm sure it covers the same breadth of ideas that you brought up today, but are there any specific areas that you've encountered with kids bringing up areas of concern within school or their lives?
From time to time, you would hear them saying there's not enough activities for them to do after school. Sometimes some students may say that, opportunities, things that they might want to do, they are not allowed that opportunity. But I think now the curriculum has expanded and has made a lot of changes. So individuals are allowed to do curriculum as snorkeling for, an activity.
Sure, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
There's youth groups that they can participate in. I know we used to have the Youth Flex because we also, as DCFS, came on before a few years ago when they had Youth Flex, and we would speak with the youth and interact with them to hear how they feel and just listen out, just hear
Sure.
how we could be supportive towards them. But in terms of current complaints,
Are there current trends that you've seen with regards to like issues like children bring up I know the technology is always a big one. I know bullying is always a big one. And the reason I asked, we had the FRC on again, like I said yesterday, and they did a youth forum for boys from the schools, and they had speakers as well. And one of the things that I brought up in the conversation was how different boys and girls communicate in this process. And if you ask girls for the problem, they'll tell you the problem. If you ask boys, they'll tell you the solution, and you have to work your way backwards to kind of figure out what that problem was. And the analogy I had given was if asking a boy what could be done to improve their high school. And this just analogy is them saying, you know what, build more bathrooms. And the reality was it wasn't about the bathroom. It's because at the other bathroom there's 5 bullies. And the solution is he needs another bathroom to go to because the bullies are down by the other bathroom. And it's just the way in which boys and girls communicate so differently. Not always, but in a general scenario. And so I was talking to him yesterday, Mr. Andre from the FRC. It was just how we can engage these conversations with kids that are meaningful and actually produce solutions, right? Because you want to find the problems. And it's just a matter. It's not always as easy as saying, "Hey, what do you not like about your high school?" Because you're not going to get the answer. But if you say, "Hey, what would you fix about your high school?" All of a sudden, because they've thought about it, someone who's being bullied or someone who's going through whatever in high school, they think about these things, right? And they're thinking, what do I do to solve this problem? Anyhow, whole different conversation, but maybe one day we'll have you in under the FRC and some of the school officials and see if we can have a wider conversation. But on that note, let's jump back really quickly because we have 2 more minutes left here. Walk us through the event again for this coming weekend, the Zumba Party, which is being led by Miss Khadijah.
Our guest dancer.
So our Zumba event is going to consist of the Zumba instructor, not myself. We're going to have a speaker. We're going to have some food for the kids to enjoy. And all in all, it's going to just be a good environment for them to come and fellowship with each other, as well as having fun and exercising.
Awesome. Any final words? Miss Anique?
Come out and show us your best dance moves. Remember, guys, it's free, no admission. So come up with your family and friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
You know, I know how you could really make this event really, really popular. If you had a dance-off between the DCFS social workers and the crowd got to vote for the winner, like a top dancer.
Oh my!
Pretty sure. See, right away. You know right away.
I think Khadijah will win.
I think so too.
I don't know, Dermot. I think you can have a good little dance-off. Yeah.
She got the moves.
What do you think, Khadijah? You think Dermot?
There's only one way to find out. You have to come out and show us what you got.
You know, technically, right now, you're actually all on camera right now. We get a little dance-off in the studio. Everyone on the line's watching.
No previews.
Then it's caught online forever. No
Yep.
you say no previews.
No previews.
Miss Tanisa.
Yep.
If you don't mind, if the community has any questions about this event or any other future DCFS community involvement events, what's the best way they can get a hold of you?
Okay, so the department's contact number is 949-0290. We have a beautiful receptionist, Miss Flavia. She will gladly assist anyone calling with any inquiries. Worst case scenario, she will channel them to myself or any of the committee members, any of the managers within the department for any information that persons may know. Specifically for Universal Children's Day, they can reach out to our department. They can ask for myself, Tanissa, Anik, Rochella, any one of us that's here, because we're all a part of the committee as well, and we can deliver any information that they may need for Sunday's event.
Awesome. And one last final time, Anik, you're up. What's the details for this Sunday?
So it's from 2 to 4 at the event, and it's at the Arc at Kimanabe.
And it is free.
And it is free.
Refreshments
free of cost. Food. Guys, you're getting food, okay? We're little refreshments.
Come for the food, stay for the dance, right?
Yeah, and take your pictures, guys.
And get your pictures done. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. I know I've asked you a lot of questions that you were not here prepared today to answer, but I'm glad we actually started that conversation. Maybe next time we'll actually plan ahead for it.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having
and
us.
enjoying all the best with Sunday's event. On that note, we're going to go to our 1:30 commercial break. When we come back, we'll be sitting down with ICCI and UCCI. Back with more talk today right after this.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Did you know that 12.5% of Cayman residents are current smokers? In fact, this is significantly higher among men at 18% than women at 6.7%. Tobacco use, alcohol consumption, daily activity, and diet are all things which we can change that can significantly impact our health. The Ministry of Health and Wellness wants to empower you with information that can change your life. To learn more, log on to www.gov.ky/steps or follow us on Facebook. Let's step into wellness together, Cayman.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Good afternoon. Just a public service announcement from Radio Cayman for our listeners in the BRAC and Little Cayman. Just to let you know that our frequencies in the BRAC are up and operating as normal. Thank you for your patience and understanding.
The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter will be taking appointments December 7th to the 14th at his Crew Road Clinic. Appointment slots are limited whether you're seeking advanced skin care, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles. Dr. Wayne Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com. That's drporterkman@gmail.com. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today. That's 946-9020.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At Valley Med Pharmacy on Walker's Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Town. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. Big thanks to our guests who've been in the studio previously from the NDC, Compass Media, the RCIPS, and just now the DCFS in regards to Universal Children's Day. Now up, a growing conversation in the world, the evolution of AI in our daily lives. That's slowly coming across everywhere, whether it's ChatGPT or mobile devices, or reality is there's been some form of AI usage for quite some time, but now it's more usable by the general public. And so pleased to have in studio, if I can just have you all introduce yourselves one by one, starting here to my left.
Hi, I'm extremely happy to be here. I'm Dr. Livingston Smith. I am the Vice President and Provost of the UCCI, and I'm delighted to talk about AI. And the conference that we have, it starts tomorrow. And everybody is being invited to come. It's going to be a great event.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Bent Hamilton, Registrar at the International College of the Cayman Islands, ICCI. And yes, I'm a part of the committee who put together this lovely regional conference to discuss about AI and the fusion of that with the business world.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Annette Murphy. I am an assistant professor from UCCI in the Division of Business and Finance, and it is a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. So in the world of AI, so I guess first question off the bat is, what was the motivation to put on this particular conference now?
Okay, so what we are, both UCCI and ICCI are accredited by IACB, which is the International Accreditation Council for Business Education. So it is an annual thing where we have our regional conferences. There are 12 regions in the IACB body, and we are part of Region 11, which is the Caribbean and Latin America.
Okay.
So it's not just a new occurrence. It's annual.
This is established. And
so we would normally look and see what is relevant, what's happening, how can we be current. And so when we discussed from last year actually what it should be, and we had an idea, but then UCCI had a technology conference planned, and so we decided to incorporate both our regional conference with the technology conference. And so we have the AI, the next generation fusion of business and technology.
That's an interesting. How many countries do we have represented here at the conference?
Well, in our Region 11, we have about 13 different countries, or I should say probably about 8 different countries, and then we have about 13 different institutions.
Institutions within those countries.
We are the only English-speaking Cayman.
Wow, okay. So
UCCI and ICCI. But we have 12 regions.
Sure.
So you will find persons, because it's a hybrid conference, so persons will come in from wherever in the world.
Interesting. All right, okay. And so walk us through the event lineup for this conference. So I know it's a few days, starts tomorrow, but it runs until Friday, correct?
Yes.
All right, so walk us through some of the details of the conference for those who are interested in.
Okay, awesome. Not a problem. Well, tomorrow is the kickoff date, of course, as mentioned. And that day, which is November 21st, we'll start with, of course, welcoming remarks. We do have both presidents of the universities to really welcome the attendees, as well as a representative, which is Miss Vanessa St. Laurent from IACBE herself, coming down to sort of get the conference going. Throughout the 2 days, we do have plenary discussions, but we also have a keynote address. So for Thursday, We have Mr. It's actually, sorry. His name is actor Dr. James Stranger, and he's a chief technology Stanger. I always miss up on that one. Dr. James Stanger, and he's a chief technology evangelist from CompTIA. And he'll be talking about integrating cutting edge technology in business. So that's very interesting because he's basically coming with what's the latest, right? What's the as in terms of there being the trendsetter.
And Melissa, if I could chip in here,
Go
I
ahead.
just a while ago listened to Dr. Stanger. He's fantastic. He had quite a bit to say in terms of very current attributes of these technologies and how we can integrate them.
Yes, and we want that because we want our students to be cutting edge, right?
Precisely.
We want them to be relevant. We want them to be very prominent in the work world. And so this is a good opportunity for them as well as persons who are in the career of business or IT. So we have that going on as well as I said, there's panel discussion. We're talking about observations on the future of work and the role of business schools, and that will be chaired by President of UCCI, Dr. Robert Robertson. That's pretty interesting. And then we'll be also talking about aligning business education with industry needs, and that will be headed by Miss Jennifer Skinner, partner at Deloitte. So very exciting in the first half. The second half, we were looking at women in technology, and that's also a panel discussion. And then we get into some breakout sessions for the afternoon. The last piece which I want to mention, especially for students, we have a Shark Tank competition. Mm-hmm. And that is very exciting because we have students from both universities who have, presented their business ideas. They've done a runoff already. And so the final 3 will be presenting their business proposal, Shark Tank format. So that should be very engaging and exciting. So we want to encourage students and attendees to stay back. That starts about 4 o'clock for that event. I'll allow Annette to talk about Friday.
Oh, on Friday?
Yes.
Sure. On Friday, we will have our presentations from Peregrine. They are sponsors of IACB conferences worldwide, wherever they are. They are partners with IACB, so they'll be telling us about the different offerings that they have. They usually have things that will enhance education, enhance training and development. They will have their booth, so we will hear more about Peregrine. We will also have a morning plenary session, a keynote speaker, and he will be looking at the rise of the Cayman Islands financial industry. This is very interesting. How a small island chain that time forgot became a global financial powerhouse and what it will take to remain one. Now, how exciting is that? That's on Friday, 9 to 9:45. We will also have, and this is by Mr. Steve McIntosh from Cayman Finance. And then we will have some presentations by faculty and students. We'll be looking at artificial intelligence, the way forward, and the different components in terms of legal, social, and ethical considerations in higher education. We will look at generative AI in course design, and also looking at virtual reality as a tool. Then and then there are other breakout sessions, the role of AI in transition to a circular economy. There is exciting information for entrepreneurs, how you can use it, different approaches. And it's a good mix of information for persons in academia, but also in the business world, not just in technology, but it actually can enhance any profession.
Thank you. That's a full scope of information there. As far as the costs and how they can go about registering to attend the conference, how does that work out?
All right, so they will have to go to the IACB website. The cost for the conference is $125 US, only $125 US. And if you want to register more than 4 persons, then you would get the cost for $100 per person. And then remember, it's a hybrid conference. So there is an opportunity for you to join us online, and that is only $50. And I did say 50 US, guys, not 50 CI. So that's the registration fee. We can provide the links. If you go on any of our pages, ICCI, UCCI, all of our social media, it would give you the information as to how you can just click the link and be registered.
Okay.
But you have to register today. Conference is tomorrow.
Very
right?
important, yes.
So registration will close tonight.
And what times does the conference run tomorrow? I didn't see the times on the...
9. It starts 9.
9 o'clock, okay.
9 until 4. And then the Shark Tank event will be at 4 until 5:30.
Okay. And then the cost, if you attend virtually, are you able to then do the breakout sessions
Yes,
as well?
you will be able to participate in everything except the meals. You'll have your meal. You will have to have your meals in your offices and homes.
Thanks for that. Thanks for pointing. I appreciate that. On that note, let's go to a short commercial break, and we come back. I wouldn't mind talking a bit more about the Shark Tank element that you're doing, because I think it's great when we see young students getting the opportunity to dive and really put themselves out there, and this is one of those opportunities. Back with more talk today, right after this.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. Pleased to have in studio in a very peaceful, collaborative environment. The teams from UCCI and ICCI. I thought for sure this was our opportunity to have like a rematch of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, but no, they came in and said, no, we're here to work together. And so,
and just to piggyback on what you have just said, these are two tertiary institutions, and we have in the past collaborated and done big things together. And this is just one other example of how we can cooperate and do things together and to reduce the silos and that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
As was mentioned by Dr. Murphy, both schools are accredited by IACB, and they didn't talk much about it, but this is a very important body that accredits business education. All right. UCCI went through the process again. We got accredited. And so what we're doing together, these two schools, and emphasizing the importance of AI, is to say we both understand the importance of AI. We both want to, singularly say to society, come together and let's talk about it. All right. So I want to just emphasize that tomorrow at 9 o'clock, we're inviting the entire public to come to UCCI and be part of this event.
Now, as far as your respective institutions, I think at UCCI, how are you leveraging the benefits of AI?
I could speak to that. We take it very, very seriously. It doesn't matter where you are, AI is really reshaping how we do things. It's reshaping the conversation, reshaping the workforce. I'm doing a teaching course in law. We're looking at how AI is shaping even legal discourse.
Oh, absolutely.
You take any field in academia, and it's been affected by AI, not to mention business that we're focusing on today. So at UCCI, we have made it our business to ensure that every faculty member has to do 5 courses in AI, foundational courses.
Now, what's involved in those foundations?
Well, what they do, like, for example, a course in generative AI, and these courses are offered by online and things like that, but they're required to do them, and we give a certificate having done them. But apart from that, we're also seeking to ensure that every student who leaves UCCI has some exposure to AI. So, for example, everybody at UCCI has to do a course called College Skills. So what we do is that we integrate AI into that. We have persons who are competent in it, go on to the classes, teach them how to integrate ChatGPT into their learning. I mean, it's there. How do we incorporate it in a way that makes them become more critical in the way they approach knowledge acquisition? So right now we are encouraging students to do at least 5 of these courses, and if they give us the evidence that they've done so, we give them a certificate to say you have achieved some level of competence in AI. And so this conference is just part of that. When we had our PD days recently, we had about 3 professors. One came down, and we had some online, and our own professors there talking about how do we integrate the AI, industry into what we do. So it's very important to us, definitely. And the conference tomorrow, I'm emphasizing, is part of that thrust. It's very important that both schools are doing it together.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
ICCI? How was ICCI leveraging the benefits of AI?
Pretty much what Dr. Livingston has mentioned. Similarly for us at ICCI, we definitely encourage and support faculty to incorporate technology, teaching methods, use of AI. It's a buzzword, but it is the future. It is the now, and so students has to learn how to maneuver that versus have that fear for AI, because it's not about seeing AI as something that's going to take their job, but actually instilling to them the importance of critical thinking, of higher level education, higher level knowledge. And so that in every one of our classes, we try to make sure that teachers are incorporating that, as well as even in the program. So for example, I think 2 years ago, we added a bachelor's degree in business technology with the use of AI. So
Okay.
yeah, so students are warming up to that. They're like, wow, this is something relevant for me.
Of course.
I want to get into that. So we have students who have even switched over majors because they see the importance of that. So it's very fascinating, very interesting. Chat GDP is on everyone's lips, and so the school also have to navigate how do we allow them to use Chat GDP, but at the same time present their own work. And so we put checks and balances in place that they don't just go to ChatGPT,
Right.
put in the work, and then submit that. No, we have checks and balances for that. But we say to them, we know you're using it, but we want you to take the research that you got and then think about it critically to create a paper of your own.
And just to comment on what Melissa
ahead.
has just said, because that's critical.
Mhm.
At UCCI, on an institutional level, we have developed a policy, an AI policy, right, that will guide the entire school, that will guide how students use, for example, ChatGPT, will organize how we approach AI as an institution. That's very important. The point you made, Melissa, about ChatGPT being on everybody's lips, that is true, all right? And at point, people thought, not just in the Caribbean, but globally, how do we make sense of this technology that seems to just provide information so readily? I mean, what does it mean for education, at least what we're accustomed to, all right? But as the conversation has shifted, the best thinking is that it can be utilized, it can be incorporated, even the way you ask questions. So what it is doing is forcing the thinker, the professor, to rethink how they even assess the student. What kind of questions are you asking the student? Because you can ask questions in such a way that they have to go to those tools, but they have to use the higher level skills to make sense of those questions. And it's all good.
There's a lot to unpack there. It's because
Right.
you're talking about the tertiary level of education.
Yes.
But you're seeing applications of this at the high school level, the primary school level. I had a situation the other day where my son had a math problem, and I literally said to him, go to ChatGPT, type in your problem, and ask for a clear explanation of how to solve that problem. And what it was able to do right away, in one split second, was literally unpack 2 weeks of lessons from his teacher in 1 second that he could then go through and reverse orchestrate it, and he could actually work out his mathematical problem with a clear explanation, not having to go through and sit around class. It was just one problem he couldn't quite have figured out, and this one little application was typing
that's interesting, and that's part of the progress that
It is.
we're going to make.
It's
I mean, obviously that one student. I mean, some others might need some more personal guidance.
Sure.
So part of the challenge is to assess the multiplicity of situations.
Absolutely.
That not everything is going to be for the same situation. All right.
No, absolutely.
Right. So the need for guidance is going to be, still there, but we have to utilize these resources to enhance the educational product.
I completely agree.
Definitely.
You're absolutely right. I can actually I can see the huge benefits from AI because what I think a lot of what it will do is what I call the analog of teaching. Like a lot of the teaching profession has not really evolved a whole lot in the past 40 years, especially more in the high school levels. The technology has. The actual profession has not evolved a whole lot. And I think what AI is going to allow to happen is this evolution where we see teachers having to change the way they communicate to students in order for them to
Absolutely.
utilize those critical thinking skills.
So it's like, okay, you get the answer, but what does this answer mean? How can you take the concept, the theory, for any other challenges that may arise?
Absolutely.
And so that's the level that teachers now are being, in a sense, forced or obligated to look at. Let me give you a quick example. When I was in high school and we're learning the whole Pythagoras theorem, and it wasn't just to learn the numbers. Our teacher says, okay, what if you wanted to get to the height of that roof? How would you know what's the length of your ladder? And he shows the concept of taking Pythagoras theorem and apply that. And I was like, wow. So it's thinking like that. It's those critical thinking. This is the problem, whatever that problem is. And how can you analyze using the theory to apply it in other situation? So ChatGPT may give them answers, but what does that mean? So the
Absolutely
teacher has to have the conversation.
Yeah,
with the
and part of that critical inquiry is they have to understand that the information from these systems are not always correct. Not always
Yes.
correct.
No, absolutely.
You
Have to
see,
still work it out.
and so you have to look at it critically also.
Absolutely correct.
And there are all kinds of other issues there too if you get into it. But it's an important tool, and we have to make use of it.
The simple truth is AI is not going anywhere.
Precisely.
And if you can ignore it, but for those who are afraid of it and want to ignore it, they can.
Right.
But the simple truth is the business world is moving that direction. The education world,
Absolutely.
governments are moving that direction.
Right.
And it's something that you can embrace and figure out how to utilize it for yourself.
And we, as a, as maybe a historian here, is just part of the human story. AI is just another part of development. If you went back, for example, to the 17th, 18th centuries, when we had the Industrial Revolution, the same kinds of questions that we're asking now.
Absolutely
How will
correct.
it change our lives? How will it change our workplace? That kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So it's a different. It's a different transformation.
It is.
As part of the human story.
You're
But if we could come back though to
very, very quickly,
to the
actually, unfortunately, we can't. We have to go to our 2 p.m. headline news. When we come back though after the break, though, we can definitely pick back up a little more.
Tomorrow, 9 o'clock.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So again, the conference, and we'll repeat this again throughout the show, but it's November 21st and 22nd. That's tomorrow and Friday at Sir Basil Johnson Hall at UCCI. It's the IACBE conference, AI, the Next Generation Fusion and Business Technology. On that note, Ms. Melissa, Dr. Annette, I believe you're stepping away after this segment. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. I will make sure we bring more information to our listeners after the break. But on this note, we have to go to our 2 p.m. headline news. When we come back, we'll be continuing the conversation with Dr. Livingston. Back with more talk today, right after this.
Yesterday,
Today,
always and forever.
always love Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Sollins. The Economics and Statistics Office announced the total value of the merchandise imports grew for the second quarter of 2024. Goods imported for the quarter stood at $404.86 million, an increase of 7.4%. This growth reflected higher imports of petroleum and petroleum-related products by 11.4%, as well as the 6.7% growth in the imports of non-petroleum goods. In international news, the U.S. has been criticized by humanitarian organizations. In international news, the U.S. has been criticized by humanitarian organizations for deciding to supply Ukraine with landmines as the war in Eastern Europe rages on. The approval from Washington is seen as an attempt to slow down Russian troops who have been steadily advancing into Ukraine's east in recent months. In an interview with the BBC, Human Rights Watch director Mary Wareham said the decision marked a shocking and devastating development for those working to eradicate anti-personnel landmines. Her stance was echoed by the international campaign to ban landmines, which condemned the U.S. decision in the strongest possible terms. Palestinians are facing diminishing conditions for survival in parts of northern Gaza under siege by Israeli forces because virtually no aid has been delivered in 40 days, the United Nations has warned. The UN said all its attempts to support the estimated 65,000 to 75,000 people in Beit Hanun, Beit Lahia, and Jabalia this month had been denied or impeded, forcing bakeries and kitchens to shut down. Earlier this month, a UN-backed assessment said there was a strong likelihood that famine was imminent in areas of northern Gaza. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Sollins.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
36 world finalists from 12 countries, 3 winning teams, and 1 global competition. It's the 2024 Young Chef, Young Waiter, Young Mixologist World Finals. This November 22nd to 24th in Singapore, and the Cayman Islands is in the finals. Cayman's Young Chef Champion, Brittany Bodden, Young Waiter Champion, Steph McDermott, and Young Mixologist Champion, Cody Wright, will be competing for the ultimate prize of $15,000. Join us in cheering on our young professionals, tomorrow's leaders in hospitality and service, as they represent the Cayman Islands on the world stage. Supported by the Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, Infrastructure, Transport, and Development. Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
Fair enough. And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh, filling for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. I do want to say a thank you to our 2 guests who did to step away, Miss Melissa Ben Hamilton and Dr. Annette from ICCI. They've had to head back to the office. Teaching awaits. But still in the studio, Dr. Livingston Smith, the Vice President of Academic Affairs and Workforce Development at UCCI. If we could, Dr. Livingston, for those who may have missed the segment earlier, can you quickly run through the conference that you have lined up for tomorrow and Friday?
I'm delighted to do that. So
Please.
The conference is entitled AI, the Next Generation, Fusion of Business and Technology. So as the topic suggests, the conference looks at the transformative impact of AI generally, but on business in particular.
Sure.
All right. It begins tomorrow at 9 o'clock. It's by the IACBE, the International Accreditation Council of Business Education. The conference is being hosted by both UCCI and ICCI. Both schools are accredited by IACBE. We're delighted with this collaboration. It will involve keynote speakers on different topics, for example, on the future of work, in cutting-edge technology in business, women in technology. We have areas like faculty, digital skills, workplace digitalization, things like that. The conference will cover quite a few critical elements of AI and business. All right. There's also a keynote on how the Cayman Islands became so a high successful economy. Clearly, it will also discuss the role of technology in that story. So we are here to encourage listeners to go and get registered. You have to get registered today. Go to the IACBE website. The cost, if you are going to do it online, is $50 US. If you want to come on campus, please come on campus, but go and get registered so you can be part of this event. Allow me to just say the sponsors of this event, like Walkers, Deloitte, CompTIA, UCCI, ICCI, Proven Bank, Goddard's Catering. So all these are sponsors, and we are really thankful for that. But you know, a conference of magnitude requires services, and they're coming